Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I began live streaming, so I hope many of you have not forgotten this playlist. Anyway, I need to be sure that my audio is up and running and everything is okay, and that I'm not having any feedback from anywhere. Okay, I think the audio is okay. Rolls Royce, thank you for joining early. If you can hear me, let me know. It would help. Let me just check. Yeah, I think I can hear the audio from this other side, so I think we're good to go. So, Rolls Royce, thank you for joining. You say you have a query. Please check my doubt in lecture 1 regarding DB design. All right, I'll check that. Let me address what I wanted to talk about in this video or live stream. It's not actually very much. It is something very small, but very important. So you know how you can build your application and you want to know what is going on, but usually when you're building it, you depend on your logs. And of course, your logs only live in the terminal. What happens when you want to see them in production? I was reached out to by the creator of FastAPI Guide. I hope you haven't forgotten FastAPI Guide. I'll go to pyproject.tomo. There's a stream or a video where I dealt with FastAPI Guide. If you've forgotten, you can check it out. You will see how I dealt with it and how important it is. So the creator of this tool reached out to me and said, "Oh, thank you for covering my tool on YouTube. And I have another tool that I have published. And if you want, I can give you the pro plan." Okay. But before accepting the pro plan, I wanted to get a test of it, share it with you guys so that in case it is something useful, I can then maybe ask for the pro plan and see what it has to offer. But with the free plan, I think it's good enough. I faced a few challenges when trying to set it up, but those challenges are my challenges. That's what I would say. It had nothing to do with maybe the project being wrong or having issues. It was just me. So I had to just sit down, read the documentation, and understand things. So that other package, okay, is called Guard Agent, okay, made by the same creator of FastAPI Guard. So the question is, what is the difference between FastAPI Guard and Guard Agent? So FastAPI Guard is responsible for performing those security things that we talked about, like rate limiting, okay? Responsible for listening to every request and performing security to those requests. Then we have Guard Agent. Guard Agent simply listens to what FastAPI Guard has done, okay, and sends those requests, okay, or what has been done by FastAPI Guard as a report to a dashboard automatically for you. For example, if a particular request, let us say someone was logging in, /login, and they have overhit maybe their limit, they have sent over 1,000 requests, then FastAPI Guard will maybe block them, okay, and tell them, know what, you've hit your rate limit. What would happen is that that information that someone has been blocked would be collected by Guard Agent and displayed on a dashboard. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Doing it is very simple. The first step, okay, I would assume everybody who is now watching this video has followed the playlist and has FastAPI Guard set up. To get set up with Guard Agent, the first thing you need to do is to install the guard agent, okay? Using the command, okay? The command is very simple. uv add guard agent, okay? But make sure you do it in the backend directory. So you have to cd, navigate into the backend directory, then do uv add. So after you've added it, of course, it will be added in your pyproject.toml. Okay, like you see mine on line 18. After that, you need to have a number of environment variables. Very important. They are right here, okay? The first one is the agent endpoint, which is a URL pointing to the dashboard, okay? This is the one, okay? If it is going to change in future, it is important that you fetch it from your environment variables. So you need the agent endpoint, you need an agent API key, and I'm going to show you how to get this API key, and you need to enable agent equals to true, so that all things like information concerning rate limiting, penetration detections, auto bans, blocked user agents, everything, okay, is sent to the agent at bare minimum. Okay, the bare minimum you need is to enable agent equals to true. You need the agent API key and the agent endpoint. Very simple. The other environment variables you can set up like encryption, but I won't add them to this. Now, let me show you how to get this theory. Of course, this code is open source. Simply check the link in the description and you'll go to the repository where this code is kept. Now, let me go to the browser to show you how to get your API key. That's all you need, by the way, your API key. So when I go to the browser, you see I'm at a URL or a website called app.guardcore.com/login. So I'll log in using my Google account. So you see, I have this is the dashboard, okay? And if I click to the side, I say maybe 7 days ago, you see I have a number of requests, okay? Shows about 10,000 requests, 2,800 were blocked, one active, okay? The average pipeline latency, okay? Threat distribution, okay? This is how important it can be. So in case things go wrong, simply use this, okay? All right. How do you get the API key is the reason we came here. So to do that, you need to first create a project, okay? So go to projects right here in the left menu, and then you need to click on this button called create project. Then of course you'd enter a project name, you'd enter all these details, okay? But because I'm using the free plan, I'll not be allowed to create another project. In the free plan, you're limited to only one project. Sure, let me see what's this. So I'll show you how to get an API key when you already have only one project. It's actually quite simple. After you fill in these details, okay, the next step is that you'll be prompted to either create your API key or pick it. Okay, I can't quite remember whether I was prompted to create the API key or I was prompted to just copy it or regenerate. But if you go to this project that you're seeing here, okay, that exists. If I click on this and look at this, let me expand. You see we have a description, when it was created, when it was last updated, the organization, okay? And if I go down here, okay, you see it says API keys, okay? And I can click on this button saying regenerate API key. But of course, I will not do that because I've already set up mine. So after you have generated your API key, copy it, okay, and paste it in Doppler or in your .env. If you remember in the past, I changed this project from using .env files to Doppler, and I encourage you to do the same. Stop using .env files. stop using .env files, use Doppler. So, and like you see the command down here, uv add FastAPI guard agent. In this project, we already had FastAPI guard. I expect everybody else to have the guard agent. All right, that's cool. So if you want encryption, you can add encryption. Okay. All right. So this is the basic setup, and this is something that you can use, and it will give you great success. It is very simple, but very, very useful. Trust me, in production, you need something like this. And there's something I'm going to do concerning this guard agent. I want to study it a little bit more because there's something I need to configure it when I read their documentation to be able to set up certain security threat reporting. That is important. So if you want to try it out, first of all, go to their playground. Okay, they have this place called playground where you can try out things. Okay, try out things. You will love it. It's very easy to set up. Okay, just try to follow their documentation if you can. Of course, I know you can get it by either AI or simple Google search, but you will like it. The concept is being able to see the security information that is, or not the security information, but the security data, okay, that's going on in your app, okay, from FastAPI Guard. Who is being rate limited? How many requests are we getting? How many are threads? How many were blocked? How many have been allowed to go through? You get that kind of stuff. Very, very important. All right. Royce, are you still here? You said, can you check my doubt? So I don't know what your doubt is. Let me go to the comments of this channel. Okay, I'll stop this and go to here. Okay, you're saying where is your doubt? Lecture 1. I'm seeing someone different here in lecture. Marvelous says you are doing great, Nehemiah. I just started the project. Oh, that's nice. I appreciate you joining the journey. I appreciate you joining the journey. Keep going, keep going. Royce, you said name. Oh, this is my account only. Name of. Okay. I was looking. Oh, I see it. I see it. I was mistaken. I was looking for a name called Royce in the comment section. But yeah, I see the name. Is it Rishab? Rishab. I don't know if I pronounce it, but the other name says Singh. Let me guess. You're from. Your name reveals where you're from. India. You say, how in the booking table in DB design flight ID have 1 1? It should be a one-to-many connection because one flight has multiple bookings. Okay, one flight can have multiple bookings. Do I agree with that? Yes. Should it be one-to-many? Yes. Maybe no, depending on what your design is again. I always say, always design things depending on your user requirements. Okay. But then, is it one-to-one or one-to-many? Let me go to the code. Okay. And again, this is day 1. So you might find that so many things changed. Yeah. And by the way, for those who are just starting this project, so many things changed. Okay. I would say if you're following along the playlist, maybe try to look at the particular commits, okay? Check out that commit and see what I did in that commit. If it's different, then yeah, you'll know that later in the future it was updated. Let me go to the project. I'll close this, close that, open this, close, no, this is what I want. We shall go to right here, this directory, go to bookings. So yeah, right here, I can minimize this. I can, so is this the table you're referring to? Okay. We have an ID here. Are you seeing this? Okay. We have a user ID here. Okay. We have, okay, a flight order ID. Okay. What other fields am I looking for? Okay. That is okay. So what else can do I want to show you? Just do I want to show you? Okay. This one has nothing. Actually, I need to start cleaning up, because I remember when I was starting this project, I had a different mindset. As I was going on, things kept changing, okay, to suit the actual need. Let me see. I'm looking for all those that have relationships. So I need the bookings, and I also need to open this file of users. In auth, there's actually nothing. So this has also to be removed. Great. Now I'll delete this. Okay. Now, let's see this. Look at this. Okay. User ID. Okay. Rolls Royce. And this is a foreign key. Okay. It's pointing to user in db.id. By the way, right now, if I was to rename this, remember I did this project immediately after learning FastAPI for 30 days. I will actually change how some of the things are named. Trust me. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a great refactor. Okay. It might have some breaking changes, but it will be very good. Okay. Yeah. So booking, I think booking to user ID is this. Okay. If you go to users.py, okay, look at this. We have a user having a list of bookings. I think this annotation alone, it gives you a hint that it's a one-to-many, okay? And if you look at this definition of relationship, it says back populates to user. Do you get it? So one user, okay? One user row or one record in the user table can be associated to one booking row or many booking rows. Do you get it? It's as simple as that. You have the booking, okay, here. Not the booking, yeah, the booking, right? But on line 26, I'm saying it's a field. I know that field in FastAPI helps us to add important metadata, like the foreign key, okay, and this attribute or parameter or argument called nullable. So foreign key equals to user in db.id, okay. But also, if you come this side on line 27, not line 27, 28, we define bookings, okay? And annotation is a list of bookings, meaning one or many, okay? And relationship back populates to the user. So it is a one to many. Yeah. And we have similar things like if you look at groups, okay? Permissions. If you look at notifications, we have the similar setup of 1 to too many. I have a question for you guys. What would you change about this? For me, I've seen 4 things I would improve about this. If you've been following along from the beginning, I am sure there are things you could change. And in the private code base, I changed things concerning the notification model and the group and permissions. I've seen other things I want to change concerning the booking. It is good sometimes to think about trade-offs. Think about, if I do A, what would go wrong with it, or what would go great with it? If I implement this, okay, what is good about it? What is bad about it? It will help you guide you in how to build your applications, and later you'd be able to make changes, because it builds, can I say, it builds a pattern, a thought pattern and processes in your mind, whereby subconsciously when you look at something, you're like, oh, I did this. Oh my God, but this is terrible. I did this. This is terrible. And yet at the time when you were doing it, you knew that was the best possible thing to do. But then later, because you've been doing trade-offs and putting your mind in a habit of thinking, okay, you're able to identify issues that you thought were okay in the past, but are now bad. So that's what I would say concerning that. Rolls Royce says, yeah, we should follow fast the principle and trade off based on our requirements. Exactly. And that is why I began the system design playlist. I didn't just begin it to share what I know, to share it with, maybe, let me say, create content for YouTube, but it was also to help myself, because I'd taken a long time, about, I think, maybe a year, without focusing on design, or focusing on designing systems, and I was kind of, can I say, becoming raw. So I needed to keep myself sharp at it. And I was like, you know what, going forward, at least in a month, I should design one system. It helps you keep sharp, especially in the age of AI. Okay, you need to keep very, very, very sharp, and you need to keep your thought processes sharp, because you can actually lose it. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but one time I was too used to generating stuff, okay? By generating, I mean using LLMs and tools like Cloud Code and Codex. But in the long term, okay, I discovered my thought, my thinking. It was like I was giving the LLM my thinking, and I was becoming really weak at software engineering, okay? But then I had to fight. Okay, it was actually, let me say, it was a mental game. Okay, it was more of a mental game. I had to fight mentally to avoid depending on the AI tool, and actually put in the work to think. Okay, in fact, let me tell you guys, this is, let me say, something I've been doing that I have to admit. I've been coding, okay, from scratch without using AI. There's a project I am building right now, but I don't use an AI. I just get my book. I have a book here that I use for writing down my thoughts. Okay, I write down what I want to do. Okay, step by step. Then after that, I simply write out my solution. Okay, when I get stuck, that's when I can now ask AI tools or Google. And funny enough, by the sometimes when I Google search, I go to Stack Overflow and I find all the answers that apply to me. But the point is that it has helped me keep my mind sharp and my thought process, my problem solving skills intact. You get? That's what I love about the process of having to think and avoiding giving your thinking to the AI. Now, instead, I direct the AI on what I want it to do. Okay, and I can critique. Okay, I look at AI code, I'm like, no, 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 no. This is not good enough. Change this to this. Yeah. So Rolls Royce says, can we use Splunk as we as a monitoring tool, like alerting as my organization uses it? Yeah, of course, you can use anything, okay? by the guys, in this project, feel free to break anything, okay? Get the public code, okay? Break it, change it to what you want it to be, okay? Feel free to do anything, okay? You can use MySQL. If you don't want to use Kafka, you can use RabbitMQ. If you don't want to use Redis, you can use Postgres services for maybe for catching, whatever. If you don't want to use Gemini, use anything, okay? The goal is to learn, okay? To learn. Marvelous says, I was forced to use Codex at my workplace. It should have been helpful, but I felt a decline in my confidence. AI should not be imposed. Yeah, I agree. No one should impose AI. In fact, for me, where I work right now, it's optional, okay? There are guys who are like, I'll never use AI. There are guys who use AI. There are guys who say they would never use AI, but now they use it, okay? But like no one forces you to use it, okay? And you use it to do what you think is actually helpful, okay? I've been suffering from something. I don't know if you guys go through it, but when AI generates my code, I have this thing whereby I end up reviewing the code more than necessary, okay? And in the beginning, I would get anxiety, okay, when I submit a PR. And I'm like, I've been coding for some time. I've been in this space for some time. Why am I being anxious? Okay? Okay? PRs have been merged. Many PRs have been merged. Why am I suffering from anxiety? And the problem was that there was no confidence, okay? Because the AI has created the code for you. You don't have confidence that it's yours. So you're anxious that maybe they're going to find something stupid, okay, and wrong. So I'd find myself reading every line of code of the AI, reading it and reading it and reading it and spending a lot of time, okay? And I'm like, what is happening? Where have we been? like, like, I mean, not where have we been, but how far have we come in this space of software engineering whereby sometime back, I write my code and I'm confident, I'm so happy about it. I know it's going to be merged, but this time it's like, will it be merged? Have I forgotten something stupid there? What will my boss say? What will the CTO say? Man, that's the problem of not having confidence. So this is what I do. I just have my steps down on paper or in my mind, and I'm going to do A, B, C, D. Okay. In case the AI has done that, I simply make sure the tests, okay, are passing that. Okay. And then recently they set up in a cloud code tool, okay, and code rabbit on GitHub to do another review of the code. Okay. It has kind of somehow helped me become, can I say, more confident. Okay. But trust me, it took me time to beat that anxiety. And why did anxiety come? Because the code is not mine. You get the code is not mine. So yeah, challenges. But I think these things are going to stay. So it's up to us to stick with them and make them part of us. But the challenge which I've seen is allowing the tool to think for you. Once it becomes your brain, man, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. And I've suffered. It has taken me time to beat that. For me, it has been a mental game, a game of the mind. Yeah, but it's what it is. Okay. Some things are funny. It's not that I don't know even what to say. Now I pay to code. Let me not rant. But it's funny. I don't know if you guys think about it, but we are now paying to code. Okay. So I pay $20 every month to be able to write code. Anyway, what I'm just lucky for is that there's no pressure that I'm being asked to generate maybe this number of lines of code per month because of AI. There's nothing like that. But I know friends and people in other companies who are being forced. Okay. They're being like measured. Their work is being measured by the number of lines of code they are writing. It's really sad. Trust me, really sad. But yeah, like software developers say, we have to adopt by force. Okay, we have to adopt. we have to adopt by force. So Marvelous says it will be terrible with AGI in coming years. It will be terrible with AGI inside. Yeah, and this whole AGI thing. Look, this is what I've seen. Okay, there's a way the industry and a certain group of people use greed, fear, lack. For fear, I think the fear of missing out, greed, but most especially fear. They use fear to manipulate the masses and manipulate your emotions and manipulate your mind. Think about this, Marvelous. They've been telling us that they're going to wipe us out every 6 months. That has been for the past maybe 2 years. Okay, we're going to wipe you out. We're going to wipe you out. We're going to wipe you out. We're going to replace software engineers. Some of them have taken back those statements. Some of them are hiding. Okay, this whole AGI thing is, I don't know, it's crazy. Okay, even if AGI came, okay, and I'm using this AGI tool to create, let me say, to build a login, okay, and I create a PR, I would still have to review that code. Like, I cannot tell my CTO that AGI has said that the login should be email and password and not username and password. Okay, you cannot say that. Okay, you're the one to be blamed. Okay, in case I implement a function maybe that is transferring money, okay, that is making payment, I cannot tell my CTO that AGI or AI has said this is the best way to transfer money. Okay, if the money transfer causes a problem, okay, and the customer loses money in the process, like you cannot blame the AI, you cannot blame the AGI. Like, still, it's me who's going to prison. You get? I'll go to prison, and then another software developer will be brought to replace me. And if he does the same mistake, you'll also be taken to prison. Like, a human has to be responsible. Like, you cannot blame a machine. You get? Imagine if you had a calculator and it told you you're working in a bank, okay? You add the money, okay? Maybe $100,000 plus one, okay? And the calculator gave you $200,000, and then you put that in the computer as the answer. You can't tell the bank manager that the calculator proved this correct. Like, you as a human, you're supposed to think and decide that, yeah, this is correct, okay? You cannot go to court when your bank manager sues you and you say, no, the calculator gave me this answer. Bro, you'll go to prison for life. You won't survive. You'll go to prison for life. Like that's the whole point of this whole AI and stuff. You get, we have powerful phones, we have powerful laptops, powerful computers. I mean, data centers, powerful airplanes. We have powerful cars. Like, technology has gone far. Okay, but at the end of the day, we humans take responsibility. You never go to court and find people blaming. I don't know. Can I call it their automation tool, okay, for doing something. Okay, if your automation tool, okay, cause customers to lose their money, it's you who's going to jail. But anyway, I don't want to be biased, okay? AI has its place, okay? And you can use it to generate code really well, okay? But the point is are you solving the business requirements? Is it maintainable? Is it reusable? Does your team appreciate it? Okay. That's what, for us at where I work, that's what I try to do. That's what we try to do. And like I told you in the beginning, I suffered from anxiety because I lost confidence because it was not entirely me writing the code. Even if I've reviewed it many times, I would have anxiety when I submit a PR. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you guys. I hope you love GuardCore. Try it out, add it to your projects, and yeah, it should be good. I hope I answered your question perfectly, Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce, forgive me. I confused that with the car and then the delicacy, and yeah. Anyway, it's okay. Marvelous. Thank you for joining the journey. Okay, it's a simple playlist where I wanted to just yeah, do something in public, teach people what I know, but also learn. In fact, in the playlist, you'll find that many things I'm learning them for the first time and building on them. And yeah, building a project better is not easy. I've faced a number of challenges. By now, I knew I would be in production, but I have challenges concerning the payment gateway in production and the flight service in production. Why? The payment gateway, they need some documentations that need me to go to government offices. I submitted these documents and it's still taking time to get a response. There's a lot of bureaucracy. Go to this office and talk to this person and fill in this form and submit this here. So I'm approaching the end. Once I get the payment approved, then I can push payments to production. Yeah, then I can now deal with the flight thing. Because remember, like they say in software engineering, have a problem, break it down into sub problems. So I'm tackling the payment. Once that is done, I can have clients pay me even without the payment, without the flight service being completed, okay, in production, because then I can simply create a page whereby a client in any part of the country can pay me for their services, and I'm able to generate their tickets, because in Office, the tickets are actually being generated. The company is operational on ground. Okay. So once someone is maybe in India, just give them the link, they pay, you I get the people in office create the tickets for them or the visa, whatever, okay, and then send it to them via maybe WhatsApp or email. Yeah. And it will be quite good. I I will be doing of course, the system design, like I've told you. Trust me, guys, if there's anything that you need to master is system design. And then very soon I'll go into AI engineering, LLMs first, then into agentic engineering. Hope you like it, and maybe time and time again, DevOps and stuff like that. There's lots of stuff I like, but I've discovered, of course, we are limited by time. Mavala says, I'll try using Paystack integration for payment. Okay, Paystack is good. I'm guessing you're from Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, I've integrated Paystack in 3 applications in Nigeria. One was an application for co-working spaces, restaurants, and hotels. Okay. We used Paystack and we used Paga for payments. Then later I built a backend for Oyo State for the land registry. I also integrated Paystack there. Yeah. I'm not sure if Paystack can work outside Nigeria. I don't remember that properly, but we did it for Nigeria and it was very good. Yeah. So Paystack is really good. Yeah. My question is, when you're going to production, you will need to supply or provide certain documents. I'm not sure if those documents work when you're not in Nigeria, but in my country here, PESAPAL requires you to submit those documents, and those documents require Ugandan licenses. You get, so I had to provide Ugandan licenses. Okay, you're from Nigeria. That's nice. It's good to meet you, Oga Marvelous. Yeah. So yeah, Paystack is good, and I like it. It's actually much faster to integrate Paystack than Paga. Paga gave me pain. I still suffer up to this day when I think about Paga. Yeah, but Paystack, number one, their documentation, super nice. Very nice documentation. Okay. Very easy to integrate. They have good support. Trust me, we went to production quicker with Paystack than with Paga. Maybe I'm not the company in Paga, guys. Forgive me. Maybe right now they're okay because it's been more than 6 months since we worked on the land registry for Oyo State in Nigeria. But I guess they are okay and better because software gets better. Okay, so I would expect them to be better at this stage. So yeah, no bad energy towards them. They're actually good. And at some point in some application that we were building, we built a switch, okay, whereby we can switch our payments between Paga and between Paystack, okay? And it was automatic. And even the users wouldn't know what they are using, okay? Just flip the switch, and then yeah, a user can either pay using Paystack or using Paga. Yeah, but here I'm using, actually I wanted to use Flutterwave, but Flutterwave had strict things that I wouldn't be able to provide. Okay, so I went with PesaPal. And with PesaPal, actually I got a response from them in a few days. On the side of the flight booking, I tried a service called DAFO, but DAFO requires you to be in the US or UK to register. The other things I've been trying to do, I reached out to Amadeus. Okay, they gave me a response. I'm supposed to pass certain criteria to be able to get their enterprise API. But like I've told you, I want to focus on payments first. When I'm done with that, then I'll shift to something else. Thank you for being active participants, Rolls Royce and Marvelous. I say see you in the next stream or video or in a community post. Bye for now and have a good day.